Hello guys, welcome back to YouTube channel. If you're new here, please like and subscribe. Uh, Today we're going to talk about Marvel versus DC. An interesting thing about DC means Detective Comics, and that's something I found out fairly recently. And both right now have a cinematic universe, and that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm not really well versed in the comics, although I'll start buying the comics and reading them. But I'm a huge fan of Marvel DC. I like both some of the movies, yeah, some of the movies no, but
Yeah,
they're both good. DC is very good with cartoons, and Marvel is good with movies.
movies.
But we also spoke about Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I think it was a great movie. So if you look at the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it started with Iron Man, Iron Man 2, all the way up to the current, I think right now we have She-Hulk as the latest production by the latest release by Marvel. And I think for me, Marvel was great up until they started doing things like Thor and making it seem like making Thor a joke and things like that. I didn't like that. On the DC side, I think they haven't really gotten the like you see, if you look at Man of Steel was great, Batman vs Superman wasn't that good. But until you watch the Snyder's Justice League, you'll understand Batman vs Superman. But if you look at the other movies like Shazam, we have Aquaman, they weren't as good as you expect compared to like Marvel's Endgame or Marvel's something like Civil War or some of the Marvel movies. But I think in the current in the current time right now, Marvel are starting to move down because they're releasing a lot of content. Like they are going for quantity over quality. So you find that they're doing things like She-Hulk. I just watched one episode and I was like, no. It's something like, was it Moon Knight? I didn't finish Moon Knight. I didn't really like it because of the way they told the story of the two sides of the character. He had a side where he was different personalities, different persons. I didn't feel like they did it that well because I think they would have done more to show how he's transitioning from, this character who's a fighter to this character who's a geek. I think also Hawkeye, I didn't really watch it till the end. The series I liked the most from Marvel was Loki. Loki is actually done really well, and I watched it till the end. It was a very interesting take on, what Loki being a variant and all that. What If was also a very good series. Endgame was amazing. Infinity War was great. Age of Ultron was also good for me. From the beginning, I think Marvel has never disappointed up to when they started giving us Thor, things like Thor: Love and Thunder and things like that. It's like they've let down the fans. The fans are not happy. I'm a fan and I'm not happy that their quality is going down, and we've always looked up to Marvel. There's a time I couldn't miss a Marvel movie in IMAX, and that was like a ritual. If you look on the other side, DC has a very, very nice cartoon series, especially the Justice League animated series from, I think it was the 2000, and the Justice League animated series. That was one of the best series that DC has. And I think that series has an 8.6 rating on the IMDb. Other cartoons have been done like Crisis on Earth, Justice League Crisis on Earth, Justice League Doom was done very well, and Justice League New Frontier. We have other Justice Leagues that I don't remember very well, but I think overall DC has a good grasp on realistic type of animations. And if you look at the Snyder Cut, if you think about the Snyder Cut, Snyder's Justice League, it was more geared to be more a realistic version of a movie, the same way cartoons are realistic. That's how I see it. Because if you look at like the Snyder's Justice League, Wonder Woman was, she had to kill those bad guys and hurt them, and there was blood, and you can see even someone like Steppenwolf is killing a lot of people. Steppenwolf's head is chopped off. Darkseid kills a lot of people. You can't be lasered and you just survive. And that's how like Marvel is trying to convince us that when someone is hit by Thor, Captain America, they'll survive. And I think Snyder was just trying to uphold the tradition of DC being realistic. And I think that's what I really like about DC. But if you look at Marvel's cartoons, I haven't really watched much of Marvel's cartoons, but I think Spider-Man Unlimited was a great animation. And I think some of the Marvel animation are also good. But overall, I think the characters in DC, I believe I believe they're more well established because DC was the first magazine to come out before Marvel. But I believe they're more established. But if you look at also Marvel, I forgot to mention I liked. Okay, I don't know about other people, but I liked the Homecoming series, Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, and Spider-Man No Way Home. I actually liked how they envisioned Spider-Man. They made Spider-Man be more like the comic book where his eyes are moving and all that. And I liked how they made Spider-Man. He began with Tony Stark being given the suit and everything, and then it ended like he's making his own suits and everything. So maybe Josh, you have something to add?
Yeah, when you say that, like, I can say that apart from the Infinity War series, for the Thanos, since Iron Man 1 till Endgame, I can say that Loki also, Captain America, oh, the Falcon guy, also that was a good series, and Vision. But
Yeah, I forgot to mention those
yeah,
two.
but
It's
apart
also a
from
very
those,
good series.
the other ones have been not at par to, I feel like my issue with Marvel is because I feel like their series are becoming too Disney, and that's the fear with all this franchise buying. I know they're concentrating more on profit, and we've known that Disney has been like their theme of operating has been appealing. They have been marketed themselves as they appeal to children. So you can see these series are not becoming serious anymore. They are becoming like children, and that's why we were saying the other time. I hope DC won't go for quantity over quality. They will stick to, even if it's one movie a year. It's more of because we've watched we haven't had a chance to read the comics, but I think I've watched all DC cartoons. I think I've since the Superman. I think we've watched all of them. Like,
Yeah, even the
yeah,
Superman series was great. The
yeah.
Batman series was
Even the
great. The
singles movie
animated
that
ones.
even the singles movies
Yeah.
that they remove yearly. I think so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
For me, when you look at DC, it still baffles me why they can't translate that genius into movies, because their cartoons are like one of the best. And for me, DC has the best characters, but Marvel has been dominating so good, but till now you find that I think that I think that I don't know if I think it's because Stan Lee probably passed away or something, that Marvel has been going through that down one side. Yeah, because we thought that they were going to dominate the movie industry, but now I feel like DC should take advantage of this opportunity and try to change the focus, the narrative, so that people can watch more DC movies now, because it's because DC seems to be the only one that is now going to produce more serious superheroes. I didn't like Shazam. The Shazam one, I
Yeah,
haven't even watched it, and I did, and that was a personal choice because I just saw the
I
trailer and I was
don't
like,
recommend you watch it.
yeah,
Shazam was too like unnecessary joking.
mm-hmm.
Everything is a joke. There's the mission is not even clear. Like there's a bad guy and there's a good guy, but
Okay,
there's everything is a joke. Everything is it's not even fun to watch. It's actually
mm-hmm.
it's like being stabbed in the stomach to watch that movie. Like every
Okay,
time you watch a minute, you're being stabbed, and it's really hard to watch because it's full joking. from the moment, okay, when it starts, it's a bit serious. It's a bit, okay, this kid is an orphan. He lives in a, he comes from an orphan house. Okay, that makes sense. He's a kid, he's an orphan. So he's that kind of kid who stands up for the children because, he believes in some kind of righteousness. When he goes, these are spoilers, so spoilers warning. So when he goes home sometime, in this scene, he goes home and he boards a subway train, and then the subway train happens to lead him to some chamber where he meets
Just like the cartoon. So you've seen that cartoon.
Yeah, he meets some guy who gives him the powers. But when he's Shazam as an adult, it's actually really, really bad. Very bad. Actually, I don't know why they made it so, the adult being so childish. Because in the cartoons, Shazam as an adult is not as childish as, he has some maturity. But they made it seem like he was so fascinated by his powers. The whole movie is this guy being fascinated, he has powers. You should get powers and move on and build the story.
Yeah.
And like the whole movie is just him being fascinated. It's like lazy writing, lazy directing. That's what I can say. If you look at even, it's like Thor. I don't know if you watched Thor. And Thor,
Love and Thunder.
you see how Thor
Not all Thor.
looking, yeah, Love and Thunder. No,
the other ones
Thor, Love and Thunder
the other ones
specifically.
had good direction, but Love and Thunder was the worst.
Yeah, Love and Thunder was terrible.
Yeah.
It was the worst. So you see how Thor Love and Thunder is all about jokes, everything jokes. That's how Shazam is. And if you look at most movies, some critics are saying movies have no stories anymore. It's I have a mission, I do it, and they try to convince us that this is real. If you look at DC, also had a great series, Peacemaker,
and that's why we even did.
Was an amazing series.
That episode of video games versus movies.
Yeah, video games of his movies. Yeah, because you see, they're trying to make the story of the movie kind of similar to how a video game operates. A video game, you're given a mission.
Yeah.
And you go somewhere and you kill some people and you get a token. That's how a video game does. But now the movies are trying to do the same thing, where the main character is being sent somewhere to do something, and then he does that thing. Because if you look at the Suicide Squads, the two that came out, they aren't that good. Because these characters are not telling any story. In the second Suicide Squad, their mission was to kill a mind-controlling starfish or something like that. And there was no story behind it. There was no story behind where this star is coming from, why it's there. If you look at Snyder Cut has a story. You look at Snyder Cut, it starts when Superman is stabbed by the
Doomsday.
That creature, Doomsday.
Yeah.
And Superman is dead. Now the world is vulnerable. And then Steppenwolf shows up and looking for, there's a story. He's looking for mother boxes to send to bring Darkseid and to take over the world. And then Darkseid has a backstory where he was looking for the anti-life equation, and the anti-life equation was on Earth. Steppenwolf discovers that the anti-life equation on Earth and messages Darkseid, and Darkseid tells Steppenwolf to prepare everything. And the Justice League
even
is
like how they put
together.
like Darkseid is like some kind of God mode. Remember that the sad part.
Yeah. And the Justice League. Bruce Wayne has a dream from Batman versus Superman where he's worried that something is coming, and
he can't tell
Diana
what
comes
it is.
and tells. Diana comes and tells Bruce Wayne that after she gets the message that Darkseid is coming back, Diana goes and tells Bruce Wayne the story about Darkseid, and there's a whole story. The movie is 4 hours, so it's a whole story of explaining how this Justice League is coming together. Even Flash has a backstory where he's trying to get his dad out of jail, and he got super speed, and Diana also has a backstory where she comes from. We already know the story of Diana from Batman vs Superman.
And
but
even
if you look at how Zack Snyder, he did Watchmen. So if you look at how he did the Snyder Cut Justice League, it's similar to Watchmen. Like there's a story, deep story, layers of stories in one movie, and it's very, very entertaining.
even if you look at I'd say Marvel, like they were serious from the beginning, and that also it's
Yeah.
giving me fear because they've shown
Yeah.
this timeline where they're gonna do Kang and everything. But now I'm fearful if this is how they
Yeah.
have started. How can we
Yeah.
expect?
It's how can you expect you to do Kang?
Yeah,
And Kang was done very well in Loki. Like
yeah,
the Loki story to leading to Kang was excellent, like
excellent. Yeah,
perfectly executed.
but now,
And if you look at
yeah,
all the movies, sorry, if you look at all the movies from Iron Man up to Endgame, up to something like Loki and Vision, Wonder Vision, and Winter Soldier, Falcon versus Winter Soldier. There were stories, that's storytelling. But these other movies like She-Hulk and I don't know, Thor Love and Thunder, there's no storytelling in that movie. It's just that there's a guy called God the Butcher and we need to stop him. That's it. Now we were taken through the journey of trying to stop this guy. And there's no backstory. Why does, you can't just show us God the Butcher killing one god and then becomes a God Butcher, So there needs to be a deeper story towards, you have all those jokes that the director put in Thor Love and Thunder. All those jokes were
yeah,
opportunities to tell a story.
story. And also the directors need to know the audience is so mature now. We don't want basic. Just because you have to fulfill a contract of directing, you direct how you want now. And me, I think I won't watch any Marvel movie until I feel like it's worth watching it. I'm not that interested.
Until reviews change.
Yeah.
And guys start saying this is because I don't know if you think
the only
about
movie I'm
video
waiting
games.
for is for Black Adam because I feel, and I hope it won't disappoint.
But I still feel like Black Adam is that mission-oriented type of story where there's something bad happening, let's go stop it. And if you look at, I think Zack Snyder was the last guy to do well with the DC movies because if you think about how they're doing the movies now, it's really just a lot of CGI and a lot of graphics and impressive scenes
And
and
I'm
all
also
that,
fearful for a franchise like Star Wars because now it's under Disney. Where will it be heading? Because now if it's going to turn out like the way you're seeing She-Hulk and all other thing, I'm very fearful. I'm even
quantity.
Because now so far Mandalorian has been good and Obi-Wan was
what's his name?
not that
Obi-Wan wasn't that bad.
Yeah, but it wasn't that good. So because
it wasn't that good either. This guy
Boba
who's
Fett.
a clone. Boba Fett was also great.
Yeah. But
so if they start giving and there's also this thing of I don't know why they need to push the LGBTQ agenda in these movies because it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter that someone is the LGBTQ community. Us, we want to see a story. We don't want you to tell me that you constantly show me these people exist or anything because we know they exist. So we don't have to keep reminding us. And I think they need to start improving because if they now start destroying this whole phase 4 thing, like what do they have left? And even DC, they're not doing a very good job on like timelining their movies. Even them, they're just releasing movies. Black Adam has come out of nowhere. We don't know the backstory.
I can say I was a bit skeptical on Peacemaker, something like Peacemaker, but when I saw
but Peacemaker was done by the same director who did
Guardians of the Galaxy.
And I believe when they give this, I think this director usually have.
And also, I don't want them to be sharing. We've reached a point like people are desperate. Josh Whedon doing also now Marvel and DC. There are so many directors. Each company should be competing to have its own line of directors, not sharing, because sharing means that people are now desperate.
But I think Zack Snyder explained he had the idea for Superman for a while, and he approached the Warner Bros with the idea, so to look for funding and everything. So I think someone like the guy who did Peacemaker, I forgot, James Gunn. It's called James Gunn. James Gunn, I think he had the idea for Peacemaker for a very long time because that execution was perfect.
Yeah,
Because
but
if
I
something
have
comes
no
out
issue,
good
but
like that,
I feel like it should be a fight. It should be a clean, sweet game competition, you know. You have your own lineup. I
but
have my own lineup. Let's see
yeah,
who wins. But now when you start,
let's see who wins.
yeah,
When you start sharing,
because it's like a
it even
football match or
dilutes.
a soccer match, you know, or let's say F1. Lewis Hamilton cannot be Mercedes this race. Next time is in Ferrari. You know, you look for your players. Me, I look for my players.
Yeah,
And then we see who can
yeah.
come with the best team.
Yeah, I think there's maybe we need to research more and see why they're doing we see why they're trying to share directors, but I think I think it's scarcity. I think they believe the experience that someone got from Marvel they can bring it to DC, but that's the wrong way to look at it.
Because even this guy of
it makes
Pacific
movies.
Rim, he's also a good director.
Guillermo del Toro,
Yeah.
very good director.
Yeah,
In fact, that guy,
he looks he can do a comic.
I think they kind of banned his career when they gave him Mortal Engines, because Mortal Engines was meant to be an 18+ movie, but they made it a movie about kids, you know. Mortal Engines is actually a very good type of comic. It's a graphic, I think it's a graphic novel about how people live in moving cities and resources are scarce and all that. And I think this, even the way Joss Whedon did Justice League, it was very Marvel-ish. Like no one died, no one was really killed or anything. But if you look at how DC really is, people die, you know. If there's a Superman and all that, you know, like Superman can't kill because he's obviously, but Diana and the rest can kill because they're not as powerful as Superman. Yeah. I think maybe you can add something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, I'm even like, if you look directors like, you know, I'm gonna say a guy like Peter Jackson. You know, why can't those guys be approached to come and do? Why do it? Because I don't feel, I don't believe that they are not more directors. I believe it's more of I don't know, but I want a clean, sweet fight, because if you see how Marvel started, DC started copying Marvel trajectory, but then people should stand their ground and try to do their, you know. But now it's when DC is starting to realize that it needs to form its own line. It can't keep on, because initially there was like a chase, you know. Marvel has arranged his stuff, so DC was trying to catch up, rather than DC trying to form its own pattern and follow its own path. And you know, and if you see these guys exchanging directors like that, you know, it begs to ask so many questions, like Hollywood doesn't have enough directors. What's going on? Yeah, because
what's going on?
Me, when I look it,
where's
Marvel
James
is
Gunn
not
doing
Marvel is not
Galaxy
taking directors from this DC universe. It's only DC that's taking directors from Marvel. So
yeah.
Or doesn't it have?
And I think but I think you know, sometimes in tech you hear Elon Musk is poaching someone who was in Apple, and Apple is poaching someone who's in Tesla, and I think that they're trying to do the same thing in movies. But when it comes to movies, a different story.
No, I have no issue.
Movies,
but why is only one company that's poaching? It's not the other way. Why isn't isn't Marvel poaching DC? DC also has good directors.
I can try and speculate on that and say because of the success of Marvel.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that's
DC
what I
is
mean.
also a comic book company. I think they feel like that experience can benefit them, but I feel it doesn't benefit them.
Doesn't benefit.
You see, someone like
the best Snyder, because the best ideas went to Marvel. If you're calling me now to do a DC, my best ideas went to the first person I committed to.
Because if you look at Zack Snyder, how he did, you know, Justice League, his own Justice League, even from you couldn't compare them to Marvel. In fact, Man of Steel, you couldn't compare Man of Steel to something like Iron Man or even Captain America. Like, it was a very different world. If you look at Man of Steel, the way he portrayed even the Zod character, the way you know, even the way, like the CGI, the way Superman is strong. There's that scene where cars are falling and then cars fall on Superman and nothing happens. scenes like that. There were scenes where you could see cameos of Lex Luthor. Like you could see Lex Luthor, his vehicles of fuel blowing up. When they went to space, you could see Bruce Wayne's satellite being taken down. And you know, those small details, like, they're very interesting because he was trying to tell us that these people exist in this universe. You know, he's now bringing the whole universe together, Justice League. And that's why Justice League, he ended up doing Justice League, because he was trying to now make it like the cartoons, you know, the cartoons you watch, the animations, the animated movies and all that. But I don't know, maybe we'll see something different. But this race that people are heading for of audience and you know, it's like they're following social media and doing a movie based on social media. That's how I feel they're doing. You know, making trends and mentioning trends in the movie. It's really annoying, actually.
And that's why I like a
hear
director
people
like
mentioning trends in movies.
Christopher Nolan, because he's not like following trends. He's doing things on his own, and
He's
his
not following
movies are
trends
always
on his own. Yeah.
Even guys like Ridley Scott,
Masterpieces.
you know,
Yeah. They
masterpieces.
do serious. They do the serious, like serious. And if you look at, it's like the new generation of directors are really into social media, because I don't know. Let me not use. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like therefore you see trends in movies. You know, the worst thing you want to see is a trend in a movie, like something like dubbing or, you know, mannequin challenge. Imagine if you saw mannequin challenge in Thor, you'd be so disappointed because it's not related to that.
Because even
In the comics,
so
there is no
She-Hulk, they
mannequin
even talking,
challenge.
as in I was a bit shocked.
Yeah, She-Hulk, I saw Megan Thee Stallion talking with the, and I think that's not in the, you know, it's not something you want to see in a movie. That's something you want to see in a vlog, or you want to see something like that in someone's TikTok, but not in a whole series about She-Hulk and superheroes. It really downgrades the movie and makes it seem like, you know, that's
in a world
even
where,
if it's promoting
you know,
Megan Thee Stallion,
people are fighting villains, criminals, you know.
Yeah.
Where is that seriousness? You know, when you watch like
serious?
Ultron, First Avenger, you know, where is that? You need that seriousness.
Why is that necessary?
Yeah.
You're really diluting the interest in Marvel. Now Marvel is going to be seen as a movie. When something comes out, people are not going to be too interested.
It's Marvel are like how you think trending. They're gonna be challenges now. Always gonna be doing challenges.
Megan Thee Stallion is
even
Megan Thee Stallion is trending. Empowering women.
Even
T'Challa. Women's mindsets. So even T'Challa
is gonna be doing challenges, probably TikTok challenges now on these movies. You know,
he's probably gonna do you know, maybe he's gonna do the teeth thing that rappers do. You know, so they're gonna wear jewelry, or I don't know, something trendy is going to appear. And that's the worst thing, because if you look at Game of House of Dragons, it came out recently. You don't see it's a serious show. If you look at the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, it's a serious show. And that's what people want.
And people can't say that we are doing this to make money because it's the audience. Because Game of Thrones is a serious series and one of the highest rating, and they are making money also.
It's a 9. It's a 9 point something. Game of Thrones. And
so
no one is coming out to say it's a bad series.
And they've proven that you can also target a mature audience and still make profit. You don't need to target everyone. You know.
And you know, the mature audience are the ones who pay for these subscriptions at the end of the day. So I don't know why they insist with making for kids, because even these children who are coming up, they didn't find Justice League. Okay, there are comics and everything.
No, but even as we watched these cartoons when we were kids,
even us,
we want them
but now we are grown.
And we want them. They need to know even the audience for kids are growing.
Are growing, because as we're almost in our 30s, in our late 20s, so they need to make something. Because as you watch this series since you were kids, since you were 7, 5 years old, so I don't know why they're insisting on, like, there's animation that came out, Super Pets, something about DC Super Pets or something like that. It was so much about mission oriented, like a video game. It was so boring to watch that there was no story behind that. There was no story. Like you'd find that something like Shrek is a way better animation even today that
Shrek is one of the best for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, those animations they tell a story. You know, we have a story. We are going somewhere. We came from point A, we are going to point B. But most cartoons, not cartoons, but animations and movies are just, we are starting. There's a mission, we need to go and find this guy. And there's no story to why you're looking for that person. You know, and that's really boring at the end of the day.
Think a good.
We can end it there.
Yeah.
Or yeah. So thank you guys for joining. Please like, share, and subscribe again. And we'll be here next time. Thank you guys.
Thank you.